I am MaryKate Blankenship. I am a program director at Catholic Charities Migration and Refugee Services. I went to the Jack Joseph and Morton Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences at Case and received my Master's of Science in Social Administration, which is an equivalent to an MSW in Ohio. And in social work school, as a master level social worker, you have to have a field placement for each year you're in school. And so I really wanted to work at Catholic Charities, and I knew that if I did my second year field placement here, I had a higher chance of getting hired. And the refugee resettlement world is pretty small, so you really have to work to kind of get into it, and that's also why I got my master's in social work, so that I could get a job here. As an intern here in the Preferred Communities program, most of my day was actually outside of the office. I was working with refugees who are pretty medically fragile and vulnerable, which is what the program is for. So I was often at local hospitals, local clinics, helping teach the newer clients what our medical system was, how to access them, how to advocate for interpretation services, teaching them how to access and use the pharmacy, and a lot of home visits. And then I would come back here and kind of do my case notes, and then we would do it all again the next day. I was really intentional about choosing my second year field placement. I really wanted to work at Catholic Charities in their resettlement program. So I went to a fair that I knew current workers were going to be at and introduced myself, went through the interviewing process, and chose the Preferred Communities program as my home base while I was here. And it really worked out. I finished up my internship in the spring of 2020, just as COVID hit, and I was lucky enough to get hired into the Single Mothers program in June of 2020, and did a lot of work during the COVID pandemic and the lockdown, especially with all of the women and their children. And then some more administrative roles opened up, and I was able to kind of interview for those and was able to become a program administrator for the Single Mothers program and the Preferred Communities program. Shortly after that, I was approached about also overseeing the Ohio Center for Survivors of Torture. We're really working with really wonderful, resilient people, and it's just really a joy to hear their stories, share what their life is going to be like here, while also honoring what cultures they come from. So it's a really wonderful connection with kind of the global community here in Cleveland. And I think our staff is just really exceptional, very supportive. We have a lot of fun. All of our jobs are kind of chaotic in the best of ways, so we kind of really have to rely on each other as a team. So I love that. And I think if that all sounds exciting and you want a dynamic place to work and really always learning something new and meeting really exceptional people, then this is a great place to get an internship at, and you will learn so much from, how to be a professional in this space, but also all the things that happen with refugee resettlement and immigration work.